Hi everyone, welcome back to my podcast. I'm Em. This episode is going to be about the series finale of Legacies. So we're just going to get started because there's a lot to talk about. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is the spinoff that is apparently in the works, because I don't know how to feel about it. And for people who don't know or haven't heard anything about it, Julie apparently confirmed, or I heard somewhere, that she's working on another spinoff, and it's not the end of the Vampire Diaries universe. And I'm just really worried about how it's going to go, because my favorite thing about, I think, the Vampire Diaries universe is they all connect, like all the shows connect, and I'm worried that it's not going to be like the other ones in a way, and I'm worried. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I'm just really worried about it, because for me, I of course love the Vampire Diaries universe. It's my favorite show of all time, and it's like just my favorite thing, but I won't watch it, like the new spinoff, if it's all new characters. And like, I know a lot of other people said they wouldn't watch it as well, because like Vampire Diaries universe, they always like characters we love from each show, or like that we've grown to love, always like show up. I don't know if I'm making any sense there, but like with the originals, we met all of them and fell in love with them in the Vampire Diaries, and then like with Hope, we fell in love with her in the originals, and like kind of same with the twins, we kind of saw them in the Vampire Diaries, a bit in the originals, and then we, of course, Legacies, we got to see more of them, and like they all go through and connect, and I'm worried if they don't bring back people from like Legacies or anything else, but I feel like Legacies is the show they might bring people back on. If they don't, it's gonna go to shit, and I don't think it's gonna do well. So I'm really hoping they bring people back, because if they do, and it's not all new characters, I will watch it and I will support it for the most part, unless it's garbage, then I maybe won't watch it. But I'm trying to think of who would return and who I think is going to be in it, but I don't know. I know Danielle said that like she would be a guest star if like it made sense, like she would return for that, but not a series regular. So that, of course, I'm sad about, but I get it, like I'm not really surprised there. But I really want Lizzie and MG to be series regulars in the spinoff, and I feel like that probably won't happen, but I'm desperate. I want to see more of them, and I'll go into that when I talk about the episode. But I don't know. I'm really worried about it. And I'm like, we probably have to wait until like fall of 2023 maybe to hear more about it, or that's when it will air, maybe. And like, we don't know anything. Like, no one knows anything besides the fact that it's not the end of the Vampire Diaries forever. It's just the end for now until that happens, or at least gets picked up. So like, I'll probably make an episode about it when like we get more information and we know more about it. But for now, that's all I know, and I'm very scared about it. So now we're going to talk about the episode, and I'm just going to talk about like my opinions on it first, then we'll go more into it. And so I liked the episode. I really did, and I thought it was a good ending for Legacies, and I didn't like it as an ending for the Vampire Diaries like universe, so that's why I'm kind of happy that there's going to be another spinoff, and when it actually does end, they'll have a really good ending for it. But overall, I thought it was a really good episode. I enjoyed it a lot. As much as I cried, I still enjoyed it, even though I cried for like an hour. The whole hour I cried about it. But I did really like it. And I actually really liked Hope and Landon in this episode. And from my past like Legacies episodes I've said that I don't ship Handon. I don't like Landon, but I really did like him. And then, of course, Handon, like I said, this episode. And I think it was just so cute. And I feel like Landon deserved better. And I know a lot of people have said that. And as much as I hate Landon or like don't like him, he deserved better. Like, that poor guy has gone through enough the way it is. And I was really expecting him to like come back, even though I didn't want Handon to be endgame. I wanted him to come back and have like a decent ending. And I honestly thought he was going to get one because the Legacies writers apparently do love Landon because they always bring him back. So I really thought that he was going to come back and have a happy ending. But, it's okay. I mean, I think he deserved one as much as I don't like him. But I'm okay with the fact he didn't come back because that will probably mean Handon would be endgame. And I don't want that. Like, I mean, as long as Hope is happy, I'm okay. So, like, if they were endgame, Hope was happy, I would be okay with it. But in my heart, Hosey is endgame. And I'll talk about that in a second. Okay. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about was Klaus. Because I was so excited to see Joseph. And I'm so happy he agreed to come back. But I got way too excited. And my expectations were so high. And I think a lot of people's were. That we were not expecting him to show up on a bedsheet. I mean, like, I'll take anything. Like, I took it and I'm okay. And I did bawl my eyes out. But I was expecting him to, like, show up in person and we would get a hug or something. And I know, like, he couldn't come because I think he was shooting, like, I think the show, never mind. I have no idea what the show is. But I know he's, like, shooting something. But I didn't know that at the time. I thought he, like, left for a bit to like shoot this, and so I was expecting him to show up and give Hope a hug and all that, and that's not what happened, and I'm really upset about it, but I'll take it because we did get to see him one last time, and we got to see Hope one last time, and that was like the most emotional shit I've seen in a while. And I mean, like, I don't think I cried the hardest for that scene, but I was a wreck. I was a mess during that. Like, I think it was a well done scene, like what he said, and like how Hope is his piece or whatever. I really did like that, as much as I was mad he was on a bedsheet. It's okay. But I'm really upset that Haley didn't make an appearance, because, like, I know they never mention Haley. I think maybe the writers have something against Phoebe or something. I don't know. But I was really upset because I really was hoping that, of course, Klaus is in peace and, like, Haley would make an appearance, like Phoebe. But, like, I knew that wasn't going to happen, but I was hoping that she would show up. And I feel like she would have made an appearance if they offered or if they asked her, because Phoebe did post a picture in honor of Legacy's ending. She posted a picture of, like, Haley pregnant, or, like, her pregnant behind the scenes. And I feel like if they asked her, she would come back. And that's why I'm upset, because I love Haley and she's one of my favorite characters in the Vampire Diaries universe. And I wanted to see her one last time because that bitch deserved better. So much better. And it's really upsetting to me that they didn't have her show up. And I also wanted Daniel to show up, but I kind of knew that wasn't going to happen because it made the most sense for, like, her parents to show up. And so I'm just a little upset, but it's okay. But I'm just happy we got to see Klaus one more time. Even if it wasn't, like, really in person, it was like I said, on a bedsheet. I took it. I'm okay with it, and I've seen so many depressing edits from it, so I'm happy. It's okay. As bitter as I am, it's okay. And I'm really mad that now, of course it ended, we're not going to see, like, Hope and how she is, like, knowing that her dad found peace and is okay. And I feel like we would have seen, like, a different side of her, not feeling, like, guilty maybe or whatever, and just, like, maybe a happier side of her. Who knows? We may never know. But I'm just really upset because I wanted to see her after knowing that and, like, seeing him and talking to him, seeing him one more time. I'm really upset we didn't get to see that, but it's okay. And then also Caroline showing up. I'm upset that she didn't get much screen time because I was expecting more. And I kept expecting her to show up, like, at the beginning of the episode, not, like, in the middle when she did. I mean, I appreciated it. I was so happy to see her because I absolutely adore Caroline. I adore Candace, and I was just so happy to see her again. But I was upset that she didn't get as much screen time. But I'm even more upset about the fact that she would have come back in season 5, and we would have seen her as the headmaster. And that's why I'm still on Twitter tweeting to save Legacies, even though I know it's not going to get saved. I'm still doing it because I'm desperate to see her again, and I'm desperate to see season 5, even though I know it's not going to happen. I'm fully aware it's not going to happen. I'm still trying, and I'm still hoping, even though it's a lost cause. And, like, I feel like Caroline should have been the headmaster from the beginning, to be honest, and I know, like, most people think that, but I still don't get why Alaric was for such a long time. Like, I get he's the dad, but Caroline is supernatural. He's a human. Like, he used to be a vampire, but he's not anymore. So, like, why? They need someone supernatural to keep them safe. Like, Caroline was the best option, and I know that Candace was pregnant at one point. I think, like, season 3, and that's why she didn't come back or something. But I'm just upset. Like, I feel like if Caroline was the headmaster from the beginning, they wouldn't have any issues. Or they would have issues, but they wouldn't have as many, and she would know how to do things. And that's why, again, I'm so upset because that it got canceled, because we would have seen her. And also, another thing, it was confirmed that we are going to meet Stephanie Salvatore, which, for people who don't remember, that's Damon and Elena's kid that they brought up in, like, season 1, I think episode 11 or 12. One of those. I'm not 100% sure which one. Wait, actually, I'm pretty sure it was episode 11, I think. We were going to meet her, and that made me even more upset because I am such a hardcore Delana shipper. I was desperate to meet their kid, and the fact that we're never going to meet her, probably, is really disappointing. And I feel like season 5 might have been the best season if it happened, because we would have had Caroline. Alaric probably finally would have been gone, which was about time, and we would have met Stephanie. So, like, I feel like this season would have been so good, and I'm so upset. And also, for me personally, Lizzie and MG were going to be together, so I was going to be thriving. Really bitter that I'm not going to see them as a couple anymore. And so that's going to be the next thing I want to talk about, because I've been shipping Mizzy for so long, and I mean so long. Like, I've been shipping them since season 1, and now I watched season 1 back in 2020, like spring of 2020, I think. I've shipped them since then, but then I started becoming a really hardcore shipper, like, after I finished season 2 and, like, waiting for season 3. That's when I became such a hardcore shipper that there was, like, literally no turning back, and I became, like, a monster because of it. And season 3 turned me into a monster, literally a monster because of it, because I was so desperate for them to, like, have scenes, and then when they wouldn't, I would be so pissed off, and, like, I was just a wreck from it, and, like, they really turned me into the worst person ever. And I'm so happy that they're together now, so, like, even though I can't see them together anymore, and, like, I'm never really gonna see them as a couple, I know they're together. I know their endgame in the show, so I'm okay, even though I am really pissed off that they finally got together in the last episode of the show. Like, I'm so bitter about that, but, you know, I'll take anything. Honestly, I took it, and I'm taking that to the grave, that the fact that they are endgame, because I waited too damn long for that. And I know I didn't wait as long as a lot of people because I watched it later, but for me, it felt like 10 years. It felt like an eternity. Like, G will say that I was a wreck because of them, and they put me through hell each week. Even when they wouldn't have scenes together, like, I would be a monster because of it, because I was so pissed off. And then when they would, and they weren't, like, confessing their feelings for each other and weren't kissing, I was, like, literal disaster. And that's why I think it's good that it ended, because I will be not as crazy each week, and, like, I won't die each week. But, like, I'm still going to miss, like, getting excited each Thursday and stressed about, like, what's going to come, because Legacies, as much as it stressed me out, pissed me off, made me scream, and made me want to die and cry, it was my comfort show. And, like, I know comfort shows shouldn't put you through that, but it did. And it ending made me realize that it genuinely was my comfort show. Like I said, even though it put me through so much, I adored it, and I adored the characters. And that's why I think I'm just so upset about it ending, even though it wasn't my favorite out of the Vampire Diaries universe. And, like, I will say, it was my least favorite out of the Vampire Diaries universe. Like, the Vampire Diaries and the originals were better. I had more of a connection to Legacies, I feel like, because of the characters, and I adored the characters, like, with my whole heart. And just the fact that I didn't cry as much to Legacies, like, throughout watching it, really helped, because for the Vampire Diaries and the originals, I would cry, like, each season finale, and for Legacies, I did cry a couple of times. I think not many. I cried a few times, but still, it is my comfort show, and I'm going to miss it with my whole heart, and I genuinely don't know what I'm going to do in fall, and that's why I'm still hoping HBO or Netflix picks it up. Like I said, even though I know they aren't, and it's not going to happen, I still am hoping for this, because I need it back, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do in fall, because I'm not going to have Lizzie, I'm not going to have MG, I'm not going to have Hope, I lost Josie a few months ago, but still, I'm not going to have her being brought up anymore. Even though Josie being brought up in episodes made me want to die, because I missed her so much, and I missed Kaylee, and I'm just going to miss, like I said, I'm just going to miss the stress. And, of course, seeing Lizzie, because I've said this, I think, before. Maybe I haven't. But Lizzie is one of my favorite characters of all time. It's Lizzie and Santana from Glee. They're my two favorite characters of all time. And I genuinely don't know how I'm going to live without Lizzie, just because I just love her too much, and I'm going to die. But what upset me as well, like, about it ending, other than, like, Caroline coming back, Stephanie, and, like, whatever else I said, is the fact that we're not going to see Lizzie as a heretic more. We only saw that for half a season, which is really pissing me off, because I waited for so long for that. Like, I wanted that since, like, season 2. And then also, like, we're not going to see Ripper MG. We're not going to see Caleb and MG's backstory. We're not going to see more of, like, Jed figuring out, like, being a human and stuff with, like, Ben. And it's just all really upsetting to me, even though, like, they all kind of got their happy ending besides Ethan, which kind of sad. I am upset we're not going to see more. Like, I wanted to see No Humanity Lizzie and Rupert MG together so badly, even though I don't know how that was going to work out. I wanted to see that, and I'm so pissed off we're not going to see that. And like I said, we're not going to see Lizzie and MG as a couple. And I'm also just going to miss the cast, like, pictures, and, like, Quincy on set, like, posting stuff and, like, shit like that. I'm just going to miss it all, because, like, I'm not ready for it to end. Like, even though I know it already ended, it still hasn't, like, hit me really that it's never coming back, or most likely not going to come back. Even though I did cry for, like, a week, like, I cried each day, like, after it ended for a week, it still hasn't really hit me that it's not coming back, even though, like I said, I cried a shit ton. I don't know why it hasn't hit me. It just hasn't, and I, like, don't know how to feel. But anyways, we're gonna move on from that and, like, talk about Jed and Ben and stuff like that, because I'm so happy for them that, like, they're happy and they're so fucking hot together and they're so cute and I'm so happy. But, like, I'm sad we're not going to see more of them because I said this. I wanted to see Jed as a human and how they're going to, like, be. And I just wanted to see more of them. Because, like, even though I know people do want a Jed and Ben spinoff, and, like, I think Brett, which I hate him, but I know he said that he would watch it and he would, like, love that. So, like, maybe it will happen. Who the fuck knows? I mean, I would want that to happen. But, like, I'm just sad we're not going to see more of them because we never really got to see them as a couple, really, because of Ben, like, being evil at one point. And that whole situation, we didn't really get to see much of them as, like, a couple. And, of course, that was really upsetting to me because I've been wanting to see bisexual Jed from the beginning because I've been shipping, or I did ship Caleb and Jed, like, during season 3. And then when, like, Cleo kind of started showing up, I still shipped Jed and Caleb, but then kind of Cleo and Caleb. And then season 4, I started shipping, like, Cleo and Caleb, and then Ben showed up, and I was like, okay, Jed and Ben. And so, like, I've been waiting for that for a really long time. The fact that I'm not going to see a lot of it is really disappointing, but it's okay. And also, their friendship in real life is the cutest thing ever. It's so cute, and, like, I literally want to die. And then with Caleb and Cleo, I'm, like, so happy that Cleo got her happy ending, because when Caleb died, my heart, like, broke for her, even though I did see the stills and I knew he, like, somehow came back. My heart, like, really did break for her, and I was crying because even though, like I said, I knew he was coming back, she, of course, didn't know that in the moment, and she was heartbroken. And I'm so happy she got her happy ending because she deserves it. And, like, she's gone through so much, and so she deserves to be happy with them. And they're so cute. Like, even though I did ship Cleo and Landon for, like, a bit, and I kind of wanted them to happen, I fell in love with Caleb and Cleo, and they're just, like, so cute together, and they're also kind of hot together, and I'm just obsessed with them. So I'm, like, just so happy they got that. And Caleb, of course, got his happy ending too, so I'm really happy about that. And because I'm talking about chips, I have to bring up Hosey, because I am a Hosey shipper. I'm pretty sure people know that because I posted compilations about them a few times and I've talked about it. But I don't care what anyone says, Hosey is endgame. Because the pendant helped Hope's humanity breakthrough. It was Josie's idea. Then Hope sent the only weapon that could kill her to Josie, and, like, because she trusts her with her life. And that just shows Hosey is endgame. And also the fact that Lizzie used, like, the pendant talking to MG in a romantic way, and that just proves again Hosey is endgame. I know she's in Belgium and apparently Penelope is there, so, you know, maybe that's going on. If it is, I'm not against it because I did ship Posey at one point, but in my heart Hosey will be endgame. So, like I said, Mizzy, Hosey, endgame. And I've been saying that since season 2. I think actually season 1, but especially season 2. I've been saying that. So I'm so happy that it's happening-ish. I know technically Hosey is not endgame yet, but they will be. In my heart they are. And of course Mizzy is, so, you know, I'll take it. But the fact that, like, Hope trusts Josie with her life is so special to me because, like, I've been wanting them to get together for so long. I'm, like, so happy about it. But, like, of course I'm still bitter that they never kissed, and, like, we only know that they had crushes on each other in the past, even though it's obvious they still did. I mean, it's probably just me being the dumbass Hosey shipper I am. I say that, but, you know, they are in love. I don't care what people say. They are in love. But I do want to say this. I knew Kaylee wasn't going to come back. Like, I really did know that. Like, I really had a feeling about that. She was not going to come back. But I'm still so sad she didn't. Like, I was hoping, like, something would happen and she would, like, show up at the end or something. Because even though I knew it wasn't going to happen, I wanted one last Lizzie, Josie, Hope hug. I wanted to see the twins together again. I wanted to see Josie and Caroline. Because, like, the Lizzie and Caroline scene was, like, so special to me. Not only because, Lizzie and MG kissed. Like, that was a big part of that, and I screamed very loudly, but just because we finally saw them together and they're so cute together and it was just such a cute scene. I really wish Josie was there, but of course I get Kaylee didn't want to come back, and I of course support her opinion, as sad as I am that she didn't come back. Like I said, I support her decision. It's okay. I still love Kaylee with my whole heart, love her to death, so it's okay. I'm okay with it, ish, kind of. But I also thought that some other characters, like, from the past shows were going to come back, because in the moment I thought it was, like, officially the end of the Vampire Diaries universe and there wasn't going to be another spinoff. I thought some other people were going to show up and it just wasn't in the credits. And so I was, like, throughout the whole show, I was hoping at the end we are going to see, like, Damon, Stefan, Elena, even though I knew that was not going to happen. I had hope that we were just going to see everyone at one point, but of course that didn't happen. As sad as I am, I understand, and I'm okay with it, because I feel like if they really, really knew that it was going to be the series finale and it was their decision, they would try to get more people back. And if it was really the end of the Vampire Diaries universe, they would try to get more people back, like Damon and Stefan and Elena, because they, like, started it all. So I feel like they would have done that, maybe. But who the fuck knows, honestly. I'm trying to remember what else happened in that episode, because all I really remember is that the fact that I was crying for like an hour straight throughout the whole episode. It did not stop at one point. So I guess this is the end of this episode, because I don't really remember everything else. And if there's anything like I forgot to talk about that you guys want me to talk about, comment and I will do it eventually. And so now moving forward, I'm going to be more active and more consistent with the podcast, because I have time, or like more time now. So I will be doing that. I'm not 100% sure what they will be, like the episodes right now, so I'll have to plan that out. But of course, this is my last like legacies episode, like at least for now. Maybe I'll do one in the future about like something, and a Vampire Diaries universe one maybe in the future. Who knows? I still gotta figure that out. But for now, it's the end of the legacies episodes for this podcast. And my next episode, I think, will be out either Saturday or Sunday, maybe. And it will be Stranger Things Volume 1 and 2, because 2 comes out on Friday. So I'll watch that, and then G will join me to talk about both of them. And then after that, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to start like planning things out, to like think of things. The one thing I know that will come in the future, and I'll just put this out there because I don't know when exactly, is when I finish Teen Wolf, I will do an episode on that. I'm on season 4, and I would have been done if I didn't take a break after season 3 because I was devastated about something that happened. I would have been done by now probably, but I took like a month break because I was really upset. But I've started again, kind of. Not really, because I have watched other things, and I haven't watched it in like a week. No, not a week. A few weeks, actually. But once I finish First Kill and catch up on Kung Fu and Dynasty and Roswell, New Mexico, I will start again. And then once I finish, an edit compilation, of course, will come. And then I'll do an episode about it, probably with G. And then another one that's coming in the future, again, not sure when, is once Riverdale gets put on Netflix, like season 6 of Riverdale is up there, I will watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it then. And then I'll probably do an episode about that. Maybe, it depends if I understand anything, because I will be doing weekly ones for season 7, because it's the final season. I will be watching that live. I don't know when it's going to come out, but I will do that. So that's coming in like the future, not sure when. And then I don't know what else. I might do one about Dynasty's series finale in the future whenever it happens. But of course, I'm not really sure. We're going to have to see. I'll keep you guys updated on what's coming. But of course, I'm still not 100% sure, so I'll have to figure that out first. But thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have a great day, great night, afternoon, wherever you are. And thank you so much for 600 subscribers. Really appreciate it. And like I said before, my next episode will be out Saturday or Sunday for Stranger Things Volume 1 and 2 with G. But for now, thank you again, and bye.